One of the things that you need to do as a naturalista is to trim your hair to get rid of the split ends. Split ends are when the hair starts to split mostly at the ends. It's bad when the splits are also in the middle. If you let them be for a long time, you find that the splits are also in the middle. And when the splits are in the middle, the breakage is more. Because I like to start clean in the journey, I would like to trim my hair. Hi everyone, if you're new, this is Naturally Afro Sis. I like to do videos on how to care for natural hair and how to style natural hair and even treatments. So if you're looking for information on natural hair management, treatments and growth, you are in the right place. So now we are back to our natural hair journey. We've been journeying for so long, and by now you know that my napiversary is in January. So I blow dried my hair and I was worried. I was thinking my hair was going to be damaged. But today we washed it and it shrunk right back. No damage whatsoever. So now we would like to start on a clean start. Because I like to start clean in the journey, I would like to trim my hair. One of the things that you need to do as a naturalista is to trim your hair to get rid of the split ends. Split ends are when the hair starts to split mostly at the ends. It's bad when the splits are also in the middle. If you let them be for a long time, you find that the splits are also in the middle. And when the splits are in the middle, the breakage is more. The split ends are the ones that make your hair not grow, because if you left your hair untrimmed, or it will even be weaker. So some of the reasons why our hair breaks is because of split ends. So the only way I treat split ends is by clipping them off. So you need to make sure that the moment you notice them, you clip them off, so that you don't have to cut your hair. You will just trim and just dust off the ends. But if you stay longer with the split ends, it means the split ends will continue splitting and you have to end up cutting your hair. And even if you don't cut, your hair will have different lengths. Some of it will be shorter, some of it will be longer. Those are the times you find that your hair is long, but as it goes this side, it's thinner because it keeps breaking. So you have different lengths. So I'm going to be doing mini twists so that I can clip off the split ends. My hair is freshly washed, deep conditioned with a protein conditioner because of the blow drying I did. So I want to kind of restore it in case of any damage. I want to have a twist out eventually. So I'll be using Curl Enhancing Smoothie by Sheer Moisture to style my hair. My hair is even dry now. So I freshly washed, conditioned, and then I put my leave-in conditioner and oil for shine. I even scalp massaged. The oil I was using is E-Blast by Auntie Jackie. I was so scared. I thought my hair was going to be damaged from the blow drying, but it has survived. Okay, let me just divide my hair in two, like so, and then I'll clip away this section. My hands are slippery, so I'm failing to open the clip. Okay, I'll keep this hair away so that I remain with just one small section to work with. My twist will be mini because I want to be able to trim properly. You can use a Denman brush if you like to smooth the hair, or a comb, a brush, your fingers, whatever you feel will do the job perfectly. As you are doing that, you have to make sure that you add product. You smoothing the product effectively because that's what counts if you want to get very defined curls and without lumps and bumps and without tangles. Because if you don't smooth the product in, you don't smooth the hair nicely, brush it nicely, you will have tangles. But in this case, the main reason why we are even doing the mini twist is not even for the defined curl. The main reason is to have the hair very straight so that at least almost all the strands are straight, so that those thin and longer than the other strands remain as such, and then they're the ones that you even trim more. It helps for you to have the hair at the same level. If you don't smooth your hair effectively, you find that some hair might be long, but because it's not smooth, it's not brushed nicely, it remains behind, and therefore you miss your opportunity to trim. I'll speed through this. I think I'm going to increase the size. I'm already getting tired. Remember, this is not a tutorial on how to do a twist or a twist out, but you can benefit from it. If you want to get a bomb twist out, these are the steps that you can follow. I will make sure to link a video on how to twist out natural hair. This is a tutorial on how you can effectively trim your hair wet in twists. It's always best for you to do mini twists if you must trim your hair wet, unless you want to cut bigger chunks. So remember, we're just removing the tired ends. We're not cutting our hair, we're just trimming. So if you take too long to trim your hair, you will need to cut. But if you don't want to cut your hair, if you just want to trim, then you better be doing it the moment you notice the split ends. So I will do the same for the whole head. So this one is going to be very thin because it's with the hair that is short, just like the other side. Remember, we had said that we suffered postpartum shedding. So this side and this side, the hair is still a lot thinner because most of it in front is short. So my twists in front are going to be really thin, but that's okay. It's going to catch up eventually as we go on because of these same trims. So as we trim, they'll be catching up. I think I've changed my mind after spending all this time twisting, making the mini twists. I just remove them tomorrow for a twist out. I think I'm going to have them for the whole week as a protective style. And besides, this week is going to be very tricky because schools are opening. I'll be busy in the morning. So because of that, I need a protective style. So then you trim the end like that. So don't mind the white stuff. It disappears as the hair dries. If you don't have time and you are in a hurry to go out, you can go in a hooded dryer to dry them a little bit, or even using a blower. But I'm not going anywhere, so I'll let them air dry. And in fact, the side I started with has already disappeared, so don't worry about the white residue. It's just the wet cream, the curl enhancer. Yeah, so you could use shea butter or you could use any product of your choice, but I've decided to use curl enhancer because I have it. I hate making lines. I'll just use my finger to go in like this, and then I'll keep this away. So just make sure you watch the video, stay up to the end. I get to give out some very important information that could be helpful in your natural hair journey. The last time I blow dried my hair, the midsection had a lot of tangles, so most hair broke. So you can see the hair is very thin. I've got a lot thicker hair at the bottom, and then at the ends it broke a lot when blow drying. So you can see it's even shorter. The end is very, very thin. So we're going to make sure we cut so that next time again we trim, even the growth will have caught up. So just make sure you trim regularly, because if you take too long, you will have to cut. It won't be clipping off the ends, it will be cutting. Of course, when you trim your hair when it's wet, it looks like what you're removing is very little, but you'll find that it can probably even be an inch or half an inch, but try to only remove half an inch where you can. Where you feel the strands are too thin, or if you feel your split ends are too long, then you can cut like an inch. But then again, you may not really cut all the strands, but at least you try to be accurate by doing mini twists. So whichever hairs are longer are the ones that are going to be trimmed from each section that you pick. It just revives the hair. It even gives it a fresh look. Uh-oh. There's nothing I can do. Just have to clip it off. I didn't realize I was tangling my hair. So I'm done clipping my hair, and I just still go back to look for ends that really look thin, unusually thin, and then I clip them off as well. Like here. Let me not be scissor happy, because clipping off hair when it's wet makes you cut more than you should, and then I'll start regretting. But so far so good. I think all my ends are now normal. They're not so thin. So I'll just let it air dry, and I'll be in mini twists this whole week, hopefully. Yeah, I've got a wedding to attend over the weekend, so that's the only time I'm going to undo them, so that I have a fresh twist out. But for now, we are done. So this is something that most of us naturals don't like to do. No one ever wants to take out the length that they've gained. But if you notice that you've got split ends, there's no need for you to keep the hair that has got ends, because they'll keep on splitting. And the more they split, the bigger the chunk you have to clip off when time to trim comes. If you don't clip it off, it will start breaking on its own, and it will go on splitting, and then you will have varying lengths. You'll find that when you braid your hair is too thin at the ends. You comb, you tie a puff, your ends are thin. Even when you blow dry, you find that your ends are too thin. So it's important that you trim your hair as and when you notice that there are ends, at least every 6 months. If you care for your hair very well, you find that you might not even have the split ends. But because I always have my hair out, and sometimes it even dries out, means that it's also inevitable for me to have the split ends. But I think this past year I didn't have so much problems with split ends. But the years before, I would have so much split ends, maybe because of dyeing. The other years I would dye my hair too many times, but this time I did not dye my hair too many times. Okay, of course I did dye my hair 3 times in 2019. The other years it was more. I even did highlights and all, and those sections where there would be highlights are the ones that would have shorter hair all the time, so I was forced to trim more. So 2020, this is our fresh start, and we have trimmed. Hope we will take care of the hair, and the journey continues. Hope you will trim yours as well. That's if you have split ends. If you don't, continue taking care of your hair, but there is no other treatment for split ends. You cannot treat split ends with any concoction or whatever. You just have to clip them off. So If you found this video helpful, please hit subscribe, turn on your notification button so that each time I upload a new video, you get notified. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye. See you in the next one.